Hey everybody, this is Grace, and today it's a little thing. As soon as I get down the road, what's going on? Hey, nobody tailgated me through the neighborhood, or was trying to go 50 through as soon as they turned. Or well, there was one thing when I turned and couldn't see behind all these cars because of the way it curves. Somebody was parked, these big trucks doing some work on one of the houses right when I turned, right where anybody turned. Okay, not just me, anybody that's coming that way. And there was this little bitty small car that's in our neighborhood, and it was coming down the road and I couldn't see it. Okay, and he's a local star, I guess you'd say. I don't know. I would say that's what he is. He's a local. What is the term I'm looking for? I know what's going on over here. But anyway, okay. But I know that there was not that car couldn't see me. I couldn't see it, but there was enough room for me to scoot over real fast because there was no way we were going to see one another at all coming from either direction. So. But the other thing that was a woman was sitting there. Like where I turned on this road, there was a woman sitting there coming from the other direction. She had the right of way, even though it was all these cones. It was coned off. Had one lane which was in my side. Also, but she wouldn't turn, and there was half of a lane on her side to turn. Not the one closest to her, but the next one. And she wouldn't move, and she was. The way her behavior was, I'm like, a lot of people there, whenever there's no cones, they just don't know how to turn there. And the person on that side, the person right there, they turn into their lane, but they can turn first because, unfortunately, people think, oh, I own all three lanes. Oh, somebody knows what I'm talking about. When you're turning right, the other person's coming in a turning lane to go left. The person who's right there, here in the United States, I don't know about where you are, here in Texas, here in this place, I think it's all the same over the United States, but you turn, the person who turns right has the right of way to turn right into their right lane, to that lane. Okay. Not the person coming from the other direction. There was somebody doing that. And they happens quite often, and I've actually been coming from the other way, going straight, and the people who were coming from the direction I was today, that were turning left, think that they run out in front of me. No. Anyway, you know what, I could talk about what I have been thinking about today, and that is that it seems like too much, I don't want to be too dramatic with it, although that's all I'm usually around. My whole life, collectively, was people who were very dramatic, too many, kind of histrionic behaviors. Everything was a big drama. But, you've probably heard people my age saying, that the world's going to pot. What's happening? Okay, I don't need another bag underneath my car. Okay, it didn't get underneath my car. I have pictures, still have those videos. Because Adam had to come and get it because of my knees. I couldn't, and the wind had already blown them away. It was wrapped around my, what is that thing called? Yeah, that thing, underneath the car. But anyway, I was going to talk about, like I said, I think we've hit rock bottom with bad behaviors. And I don't want to talk about the ones you see on the channel ID and stuff like that on Snapped or whatever, but no, just regular stuff, like I used to talk about people who would do the normalization of narcissism or something like that, and the people who go around telling people, well, cheat on it. Everybody cheats on their resume. Everybody lies on their resume. No, they don't. Imagine that. You could be wrong. And not everybody lies on their resume. A lot of people get caught lying on their resume. Did anybody ever tell you that? Why wouldn't they? They kind of liked it. Okay, it's 12:26. Apparently, they're really busy at McDonald's here. Look at the three of the those $5 meal deals. They still have them. And since there's 3 of us, I got 3. Anyway, I guess everybody else is pulled over for that too. 4 of us. Anyway, it's busy today. It's Friday. I don't know when I'm going to start back to work, by the way. Oh man. Okay, I'm back to losing my voice. We had 2 days when it went from 2 or 3 days when it, just now, that it didn't go to very high as it has been for all of this year except for one other day before that. Yeah. And into last year, I think. But no, it just went down to high pollen, in case you're wondering. Pollen. It's been very high all those other days. But high now. And then when I got high, all of a sudden I started coughing and sneezing in my eyes and all that all over again. Very high wasn't bad enough. Okay, yeah, they didn't bring my sodas. He said, you didn't get them up there? I said, no. She told me to come over here and wait. Yeah. But so he has to go back after he delivers these other ones. He looks familiar. He kind of looks, I always, when I was younger, as in 10 years ago. So before then, I often ran across military guys. Yeah. I worked with the last place I worked, well, not the last place, or was it? I did some school after that, substitute teaching again. Before that, I've run across military guys. He kind of looks like one of them. Anyway, what was he talking about? He's going to come out and I'm going to be interrupted again. Oh my goodness. I got the meals, and I was talking a while ago about the way the trafficking and all that, you know, about the just hitting rock bottom. So many people I'm running across or hearing about and or you know, just talking like it's so common just to do stuff wrong. You know, it's just like, well, that's how everybody does it. No, everybody doesn't do that. Okay? No, everybody doesn't do that. But it's like it's not even like they know that it could be wrong. There's nothing there that's saying that they think that that could be wrong to do that. It's just like that's common to do it that way. You know, cheat the system kind of thing. Anyway, what's going on? There he is. Okay. Anyway, I should have left that on. Come on, go ahead. I'm not moving out. Go. Well, I was, but... Alright, now somebody else is coming. Oh, they didn't. They turned. Oh, now this guy next to me is going to decide that he's going to turn in front of me. I'll just sit here for a little while. Why don't the woman next to me? She sees what's going on, and she's shaking her head. I should have told him. Anyway, when that guy comes, come on. I'm just sitting here. You don't see me moving, do you? Okay, let's see if I can actually get out this time. But that guy that was the one I said looked like a military guy. The reason I said that because, well, there he is, Mr. Cutie. And that's what it is. He's a very handsome man. And the last military guy I knew, I worked with him, and we were just basically it for most of the day. Worked with a senior, what's it called? Senior living community, and a lot of them were memory care. And he was the maintenance engineer. Oh boy, this traffic is, how in the world am I gonna, and there's a police officer. but he had been in special forces, something like that, and he was the most, I'm talking, well, you don't have your blinker on, okay? That was my fault too, because I'm doing a U-E, but they're going to own all three of them. No blinkers. So anyway, he was a really handsome guy, and I think it's special forces or something, I don't know. And this guy over here looked like a lot like him, but a little bit younger. So, what else? Okay, let's go back to that. Now, where you live? Where I live, I'm fairly certain, like that turn right there. I'm doing a U-turn. It says I did not. There's no sign. That's where people do. They do 2 U-turns or turn into that road, and somebody's gonna sitting right there. They did not have a blinker on. I guess they were gonna make up their mind once the traffic, no blinker. So that would make me think they're gonna go straight. But anyway, no matter what, when they're turning, see, they were turning to they decided to turn to the right. They have to turn into that lane closest to them, which would be that lane way over there. Me doing a U-turn, I don't know. Maybe if you're on a motorcycle, you could do a U-turn into that closest lane to you. Otherwise, it would be in a 3. It's the middle one. Okay. You see what I'm saying? I am fairly, almost 100% certain that's how it is. I don't have to wait for them to turn into, they don't get all 3 lanes. They have to turn into the one closest to them. You see, I mean, I'm sure, I know. All of us, if nobody's coming in any direction, how many do that? All of us don't, I don't know. That's one of those, everybody cheats on their resume things. So like I'm saying, you know, it's so easy to just say, well, that's what everybody would do. Nobody's coming, why not? Because you get in habit. And I cannot say I'm perfect on that one. I cannot say I'm perfect on anything. Try harder, you know. That's what's important, not trying harder to get away with everything. Seriously. Anyway, I think that, you know, a lot of it is the way that people drive really shows it. But of course I would see that more these days because, you know, last year, July of last year, I started doing these food deliveries for health insurance. I live in Texas. Do I need to say more? For that affordable health care. Otherwise, oh my God, I don't even know because yeah, you get somebody, they have brokers call you. No, thank you. No, thank you. 20 or so a day. I counted 20 the first day. Actual 20. And I reported after I said it a couple of times. I was talking to one that just called right away. And another one called while I was on the phone with that one. And after that, I started reporting them. I have a little button that says report beep. Because they just kept calling and calling and calling. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if the ones that I reported disappear or what. You never know. Could have. So it could have been 40. But anyway. But a lot of it shows in just the way people step over boundaries like that. You know, you say no, and no means no. And you can't tell me you don't all work for the same people. So, anyway, I'm on a roll, man. I've been for years. I have been thinking a lot more, and I feel it in my you know, IRL. It's all IRL in real life. In my face-to-face world, I don't feel like so much talking about this negative stuff, you know. But at the same time, like I say, I do this for venting, and I see so much, and I'm getting much better. Not just rolling my eyes and looking away, shaking my head when this stuff happens. And I mean, it's all lather, rinse, repeat. You know, when you're around people who they don't know boundaries, they are the lazy type. Everybody else in the world is supposed to do everything for them. You know, just whatever they can do to get to do the opposite of what is good. They're going to do whatever it is that's bad or evil. Yeah, I'm around some evil people sometimes, seriously. Or I was. Getting away from the truly evil people is not easy, my friends. Not in my experience. I don't know what yours was or is or whatever. And I don't give anybody any form of advice, and nobody should, unless they're like police officers or whatever. But judges. I've been watching a lot lately of The Good Wife. Was she really the good wife? What was funny is I don't watch shows. I don't watch TV much yet. As I said, never been one to watch TV or those apps or whatever. Everything in between. You know, I just never watch much on the TV set. Whatever, however, until, you know, probably really like right before 2020, maybe right after 2017, I would think, somewhere around there. And but even then, I didn't get hooked on watching these apps and all that, but until recently. And you know, more like maybe last year, at the end of last year, something like that. And I watched things like Numbers. I knew it was on, but you know, they had a show called Numbers. I never watched it. And then recently I saw that commercial, T-Mobile. Didn't know who those guys were, but the next thing I know, you know how the rabbit hole goes. What was showing up was Suits. And I watched Suits, and then just whatever little, that looks like, see that? See that limb right there? Or you can't see it, but it looked like it was something like a crab crawling down the road. Uh-oh, she's seeing things like in clouds. I see it.